Introduction. There has been a confusion with regard to feminist theory of state because feminists among themselves are divided that whether we need a theory of state or not. According to Virginia Woolf, as a woman I have no country, as a woman I want no country. This implies skepticism of feminists towards both state as well as nationalism. They do not like state because they think state only co-opts them, and they do not like nationalism because according to them nationalism is a patriarchal ideology, fatherland. Thus we see multiple perspectives on the feminist theorization of the state. While on one hand we have Anglo-American discourse constituting of in-and-out debate, we also have discourses from Nordic countries, developing countries and post-structuralists who enrich the debate WRT feminist theorization of state. It should be noted that here in-and-out debate implies integrationist versus autonomous debate. Liberal feminists see the state as an institution which could be reformed for women's welfare, therefore they suggest to get into the theorization of the state. While on the other hand radical, Marxist and socialist feminists belong to out category or autonomous category because they believe state is itself an institution of oppression and therefore there is no need to engage with state and women should do their politics in the sphere of civil society which is autonomous of state. This confusion led to a situation where Catherine MacKinnon says that feminist theory of state was non-existent and therefore it is sorely needed. Liberal feminist theory of state. Exponents: Betty Friedan, Feminine Mystique. Susan Mahler-Okin, Justice, Gender and Family. According to liberal feminist state is a neutral institution. Doubt, what about personal is political? Okin's explanation of the state as an institution for perpetuating patriarchy. State can be captured back and therefore there is a need to engage state to make women-friendly laws which will provide for equality before law in public sphere. They give the concepts like equality and universality. Susan Mahler-Okin says that there is a need to include women in the theory of justice. Radical feminist theory of state. Exponents: Kate Millett, Sexual Politics. Catherine MacKinnon, Towards a Feminist Theory of State, quotes, "Sexuality is to feminism what work is to Marxism. That which is most one's own yet most taken away. The state is male in the feminist sense. The law sees and treats women the way men see and treat women. For radical feminists the nature of state is patriarchal. The oppression is not piecemeal and haphazard, rather it is interconnected, organized and sustained by the state. According to them the structure of state is oppressive, therefore go fro civil society activism." Marxist feminist theory of state. Exponent: Ingalls. According to them the nature of the state is capitalist. More than an institution, state is a form of social relation in which women's subordination is done through the reproduction of labor force within the family to sustain capitalism. Even the welfare policies of the state is to sustain capitalism. Hence Marxists see women belonging to worker class rather than women as a gender. Social feminist theory of state. Exponent: Zilla Eisenstein. For them the nature of state is both patriarchal as well as capitalist. Zilla Eisenstein gave the concept of capitalist patriarchy and says that capitalist class structure and hierarchical sexual dichotomy mutually reinforce each other. All these theories were Anglo-American and failed to give other perspective. Therefore in 1980s we see the rise of the theory of women-friendly welfare state. Women-friendly welfare state theory of state. Nordic feminists. Nordic countries are social democratic countries and according to this perspective, state is women-friendly and state provides ample opportunity to work within its structure. Femocrats in Australia. Feminists working within the state bureaucracy to achieve positive social changes. Development and gender scholars. They are mostly from non-Western world and for them economic modernization with the help of state is rather more important. Exponents: Helga Maria Hearns. Women are political actors and not just victims. Post-structuralist feminist theory of state. There are two schools of thoughts within it. Rejection of state, Alan Amy, The Power of Feminist Theory. It is best not to theorize state because state is too abstract to address the diversity and concerns of feminist. The Discursive State, Davina Cooper. There is difference within and amongst state. State as a category lacks coherence. State is a differential set of institution, agencies and discourses. State is not inherently patriarchal, rather it becomes one due to political processes. Therefore, this school of thought provides an avenue for contesting the patriarchy within the state. They say focus on state practices and discourses and not just on the institutions. Conclusion. Post-structuralists destabilized the in-and-out debate and concluded that state is multifaceted and state could be both positive as well as negative resource for feminist.